Welcome to this online yoga class. My name is Natalie and I will lead you through a 45 minutes Vinyasa yoga class. It's suited for beginners and intermediate students. All my poses are suggestions. You can always change them to something that better suits you. You can also come into a child's pose during any moment in the class. Then come and sit down on your mat. I'm sitting on a yoga block, so it's easier to open up my hips. You can also sit on a small cushion. And then you can place your hands on your knees or in your lap. And then start to draw your attention inside yourself. Start to focus on your breath. Making your in and exhalations longer. Breathing in and out through your belly. Make sure your legs are relaxed. You're sitting up tall, lengthening through the crown of your head and shoulders relaxed. And then while you're breathing in and out through the nose, make sure you're breathing in from your belly, blowing up the belly like a balloon, and then expanding your rib cage. And when you exhale, again, you start from the belly, drawing in the navel, and then let the rib cage come back to center. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can practice it by tightening the back of the throat just a little bit, sucking in the air through the windpipe. If you're not familiar with Ujjayi breath, which translates to victorious breath, then just focus on breathing in and out through your nose. Then start to lift your pelvic floor and pull in the lower abdominals. These are called your Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha in yoga philosophy. They're there to contain your energy in your body and protect your lower back in some of the poses. Then slowly set an intention for yourself. What would you like to focus on today? If you're sitting on a block, gently take it to the side. And then slowly open your eyes and start to move with your breath. Inhale, bringing the arms up. And exhale, bringing the arms down. And again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And place your right hand on your left knee. I'll be your mirror image. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, rotate your upper body from the navel up. Look over your left shoulder and stay there for 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Inhale, turn to the front and go to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn away. Look over your right shoulder. 2 breaths. 1. And 2. Inhale, look forward. Bring your arms up one more time. Interlace your fingers and push out your arms upwards. And then interlace your fingers behind your back, chest forward, shoulders back and down. And then slide your hands in front of you over the mat or the floor. Stretch out your back. And slowly come on all fours. I'll show you from the side. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, slowly bring your chest forward, tailbone up. And exhale, push your back up towards the ceiling. And again, inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Then from a neutral spine, shake your hips, wag your tail as if you're a dog. And then slowly tuck your toes under, bring the hips to heels, and push off. Then slowly walk in the spot. You can do it slow or fast, however you feel. And make sure you're focusing on your breath, long, deep in and exhalations. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, middle fingers pointing forward. And then from there, from the base of your index finger and thumb, you're pushing away from the floor, lengthening your arms and your spine, sitting bones up in the sky. And then inhale, both heels up. Exhale down, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then slowly walk the feet forward. Hip distance apart. Interlace your arms like this and hang out nicely. Bend your knees a little bit so maybe your ribs can touch your upper legs. It's easier, more comfortable to hang down. Shake your head yes and no, releasing any tension in the neck. And then try to breathe into your back. Feel your lower back moving with your breath. And feel the difference between the in and exhalation in your lower back. Then let your arms dangle. Bend the knees a little bit more and then slowly roll up, pressing through your feet and gently standing up. Come in front of your mat for sun salutation A. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hands on the floor, feet back. Easy option is coming down into Cobra. You can also do an upward dog. And then exhale, press your hands in the floor, elbows by your side, and come into your downward facing dog for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step in between. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, press the feet down. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your arms down. We do this again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, jump or step the feet back. And come to your cobra or like this in upward dog. Open the chest. Exhale, tighten your core and lift from there into downward dog for 5. 1, 2, keep pressing down away from the floor, lengthening your arms and spine. 4, And 5. Look towards your hands. Jump a step in between. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your arms down. We'll start with a balancing pose. I'll be your mirror image again. Lift your right knee and then slowly bring it to the side for Vrksasana tree pose. You can either place your toes on the floor or somewhere on your leg. If it's above the knee, your foot and your leg press into each other equally. If it's against the knee, you're not allowed to press into the leg. Then you can either bring your hands in front of your heart or your arms up or open. I'll show it like this. Relax your shoulders. And we stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, bring the knee forward. Then hold it with your opposite hand. And then lengthen really good. Lengthen through the crown of your head and then slowly start to rotate your upper body so the hips don't turn, only the upper body rotates. And look away over your right shoulder. 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, place the foot down. We go to the other side. First, lift the knee. Then bring it to the side and place the foot somewhere where it's good for you. Hands in front of the heart, roll the shoulders down and lengthen in opposite directions. So press the foot down in the floor and lengthen up through the crown of your head. 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Bring the knee forward. Grab it with opposite hand. And then again, lengthen. Keep the legs the same. Don't rotate the hips. From the navel upwards, rotate your upper body. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, place the foot down. Come back to the front of your mat. Vinyasa. Inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, look up. And exhale. Come into your cobra or upward dog. And exhale. Push through the hands. Use your core. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now on the inhalation, you're going to bring your right leg up, and on your exhalation, you're going to transfer your weight on your hands and wiggle your leg from left to right. 3 times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, use your strength. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, stretch out your leg and then bend it in the knee. And look underneath your right armpit. So keep pointing your right knee towards the ceiling. And like downward dog, press away from the floor. If your left heel is not on the floor, you can step that foot a little bit more forward. So you can have a nice foundation from the heel in the floor there. 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Bring the knee down and let's go to the other side. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and then stretch out to the sky. Bend it in your knee and rotate your upper body for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Place your feet together. We are gonna go towards the abdominals. So from here, you can choose. You can roll on the side of the foot. Do it with stretched arms. You can also place the knee on the floor if that's too much. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come to the other side. Choose your option. Straight legs or knee on the floor. 1, 2, and 3. High plank, push out into downward dog. And then step your right foot forward. Big step, left heel on the mat. And come into your warrior A position with the hips turned to the front. Then bring your hands in front of the heart. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend your right knee 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now come into your high lunge. So lifting the left heel off the floor and see if you can interlace your fingers behind your back. If you can't do that yet, just grab your elbows. And then inhale, just up. Exhale, bend forward. We do that 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. If you want, you can also do it with that heel on the floor so you have a little bit more stability. You can choose. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now we stay here, so either with that heel on the floor or in a high lunge. See if you can point your crown of your head towards the floor and bring your arms a little bit away from your back. Breathe into it. 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Inhale, slowly come up, shoulder roll, and we are gonna rotate to the other side of the mat. So coming back in our warrior A position with our hands in front of the heart. So your left toes are pointing forward, your right foot is at the diagonal. Hips, chest, navel, all pointing forward. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now interlace your fingers behind your back or grab your elbows. Just up, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly come up. Shoulder roll. And come to the long side of your mat with your toes pointing forward. We do that forward bend again. If you can, with your fingers interlaced behind your back, otherwise you're grabbing your elbows. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward. And while we're doing this, we're gonna bend and straighten the legs. So inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now we stay here. Make sure your weight is on the front and back of the feet. So not only on the heels, also on the balls of the feet. You don't want to push your arms down towards the floor or towards the ceiling, depending on where you are. You want to breathe into your upper back. So it will get there naturally through your breathing. 2 more deep breaths. Oops. 1. And 2. Press the feet down in the floor. Tighten your core. And slowly come up. Shoulder rolls. 1 more. And then you're gonna point your toes to the sides and your knees to the side. Maybe you're here with your hands like it is. Maybe you can use your elbows already. You wanna open the legs. So push the knees away from each other. And then you either wanna be still or gently rock from side to side for 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Then we're going to experiment a little bit. See if you can place your hands on the floor. Maybe place your feet a bit wider and just go from one side to the other. If that's easy, you might want to do like this, making sure your heel is on the floor when you do it, and the knee stays above your foot or ankle, but it doesn't collapse inside. So it can also look like it is, where you're going from left to right. And then your hands stay in the middle. I would say on the edge of the mat, about there, underneath your shoulders. And then you're slowly gonna walk your feet out into your 80% split. So not your maximum, 80% of your maximum. We stay there for 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. If you can, you walk your feet in. Otherwise, you might have to sit down first, place the feet on the floor, and then walk the feet in. And then walk them in until hip distance apart. First, interlace your arms like this. Let your head dangle again like in the beginning. And then slowly move your upper body from left to right. So today is a class where we're doing the full body, all kinds of different poses for the shoulders, some for the hips, some twists. What we've done so far is we open the hips a little bit the shoulders. So we are ready for the next pose, for which you need both. So open the feet just a little bit wider than your hips and see if you can already place your hands on the floor on the inside of your legs. So I would say the width of your mat if you're like this. Now you might be able to place your hands behind your feet already. Then you stay there. If that's easy, make sure you're pushing inwards with your knees while you're pushing outwards with your shoulders. Then you might be able to gently place your weight on your hands. If you can do that, you can try to cross your legs like this. I'll show you from the front. So there's many options. Hands here, and then press the legs inside while your shoulders move outside, and play with moving your weight a little bit more on the hands. Slowly moving the hands behind the feet. If you can do that very, very, very gently, try and see if you can place your weight on them. Maybe walk the feet closer, and maybe already Here, pushing down away from the floor, lifting your hips, using the strength in your arms and legs. And then you gently come out of the pose. And then we just sway the body from left to right. Coming out of this one. Place your hands on your hips. Press the feet down and slowly come up. Stand in front of your mat so we can continue with the Vinyasa. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, jump a step, feet back. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, downward dog for 3. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your knees down to the floor. And if you can, come and sit like this. Let's just roll the wrists like this. Or make circles with your hands or like this. You can also grab your wrists like that to relax them. Let's do a bit more with shoulder strength. We're gonna do the dolphin pose. So you're gonna rest on your underarms. You can just interlace your fingers or hold the fist, whatever feels comfortable for you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come up here. You press your chest towards your toes. And then you lower the hips and then the shoulders are coming over the elbows forward. So let's do that 5 times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. And come on all fours. So this is strength and flexibility for the shoulders. Now we're moving into flexibility, less strength. So from here, you're gonna slide your arms forward. In the beginning, when your head is not on the floor, it's moving your forehead towards it. After a while, when the chest is getting closer, you have to lift or rotate your head. Make sure your hips stay above your knees. And surrender to this pose. Feel the stretching between your shoulder blades in your whole shoulder girdle for 3 more breaths. 1, lift your pelvic floor muscles to move the stretch up into the shoulders. 2, and 3. Slowly walk the hands back. And then from all fours, move your right arm underneath with your hand palm facing up and then thumb on your shoulder. And then see if you want to roll your head a little bit more towards the back, or if you want to turn the hips or keep the hips above the knees. The stretch should be in a diagonal line from your right shoulder down over your back, but you can bring the stretch a little bit more up or down by finding your way in the pose. If you found your good spot, let's stay there for 2 more breaths. 1, and 2. Then slowly come back on all fours and move your left arm underneath and see where you like it to be, on your forehead or your head on the back of your head. Shoulders above the knees, the hips above the knees, or a little bit to the side. And then let's stay here for 2 more breaths, relaxing the shoulder. 1, and 2. And slowly come back. And then let's lie down on our belly. for some strength in our backs. First, make sure your toes are pointing away from you and you're tightening your legs so the knees come off the floor, but not your toes, only the knees. Then push your pubic bone down into the floor. And then inhale, lift your chest without your hands, only from the strength in your back. And then exhale, move down. We do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now let's see if we can do that with our fingers interlaced behind our back. If you can't do it yet, then you can keep your hands on the floor 3 times. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms back, lift your chest. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now, with our hands on the floor and the hands a little bit more forward, on the inhalation, now you can actually use the strength in your hands a little bit to bring your upper body up and just start to move without thinking, just doing, feeling, and as if you're like a snake, move into all directions, opening up your back and your shoulders, bringing them together. And then let's stretch it out into a last shoulder stretch. I'm going to show you my left side first. So my left arm is to the side with the hand palm facing down on the floor. Then I'm gently going to roll on my left side. I'm going to bring my right foot behind me. And my right hand is pushing off from the floor. So I've got a nice stretch in my left shoulder. We stay here for 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Then we gently move to the other side. So stretch out the right arm with your hand palm flat on the floor. Roll on your right side. And feel the stretch in your shoulder. 2 more breaths. 1. Your head can be on the floor, can also be in the air. And 2. Slowly roll on your back and push out into downward dog for 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Cross your ankles in the middle of the mat and slowly come to a sit. I'm gonna turn, quarter turn, so I can see you and I also have the whole width of my mat. Because now we're gonna bend forward with the legs open. They don't have to be super wide, like a 90-degree angle is already fine. If you can do the splits, they can go all the way. Now make sure the knees and toes are pointing up to the ceiling. If you're sitting with like a round back like this, you want to bend the knees and sit up straight, maybe with the use of your hands. Then this might be it for you, the pose. If you're comfortable with moving forward and your pelvis is tilting with you, then you can slowly slide your hands forward and find out where you are. So make sure your toes and your knees are facing up. And you focus on the stretch, the inside of your thighs and a little bit in your back from lengthening it for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently come up. Now you're going to help your legs close. And then you're going to place the soles of the feet together. Not too close to you, a little bit away from you. If you look down, you see a diamond shape. In the next pose, we'll bend forward. And you might be able to relax your head on your hands or fists, or a little bit higher. Sometimes you can use 1 or 2 blocks to rest your head on. It's also fine if you're here and your head is dangling in the air. So we're opening up the hips. You can feel the stretch. You can also feel the stretch in your lower back. Now, if this is easy for you, you can try to bring your head towards the floor on the inside of your heels, as if you're going to place your feet in your neck. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly come up. And then we are going to connect everything we've done before into this next pose where the feet are like this on the floor. Your hands are going to go underneath. So now my knees are on my elbows. You want to work towards moving your fingers towards the back, like I'm doing, and gently sliding the feet forward. If this is your max, then that's it. You happily stay here with a smile on your face. If this is not your max, you gently start to move the heels forward and your fingers towards the back. After a while, you might be able to stretch the legs fully and lift your heels off the floor. If you don't find it comfortable in the elbows, that's correct, because you're pressing down on the elbows. Do it gently, but it's part of this pose. 2 more breaths. 1, and 2. Now slowly bring yourself out of this pose, and let's try 1 more of this. Now let's focus on the right. So this is my right leg. I'm going to try to hang my right leg on my upper arm like this. So if you bend your arm, you can try to hang your leg on it like that. Then you stretch out your other leg. You can stay here. As I said, it's a beginner's or intermediate class. So we're working towards poses which are quite advanced. But if you do it like this, I think it's also suitable for beginner or intermediate. So from here, if you want to work a little bit further, you can try to push your hands down in the floor and lift your hips off the floor. And maybe you can try and do that again, because you have to build up strength here to be able to do that. And one more time. And that's it. Just for fun, I'll show you where this pose will lead you to. It's this one where you're gonna do this. That's what we're working towards. Now let's try the other side. So the hands on the floor is a little bit bent in the elbow. And you're gonna try and hang your leg on it as if we're making a phone call. Okay. From here, you can either let it dangle nicely, just working on the flexibility in your hip and strengthening your shoulder. A lot of hips and shoulders working today. And then maybe you want to try and lift your bum off the floor a couple of times to build up strength. And that's it. That's enough. Now, we've done a couple of forward bends, so let's just open the front of the body. If your wrists are tired, you could just open the chest and shoulders like this with your hands on the floor. If you still have strength in your wrists to carry your weight, then you can either make table pose with the hips pointing towards the ceiling, or do it with straight legs, Purvottanasana. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly lower the hips, cross the ankles, hands a little bit in front of the hips, lift up, and let's roll out the wrists. You can make circles with your hands. You can grab your wrists like this, squeeze them, and you can also interlace your fingers and make circles. And you can move one hand out, fingers down, gently pull them towards you. And also the other way. This I find easier on the floor, very, very gently. And then the other side, fingers down towards you. And the other way, or very gently, maybe circles. Always be very careful with the wrists. But the more you do it, the more flexible they will become and stronger. So, are you ready to relax now? We're gonna lie down for Shavasana. I'll lie down with you in the beginning, and then after a while, I'll be sitting up to read a little story for you. But you can just remain lying down until I tell you to sit up. So now slowly start to relax your body. Have your feet hip distance apart and just roll the toes in and out. And then leave the toes out so you feel that the hips are wide and relaxed. Do the same with your arms. Hand palms facing up, hand palms facing down. And then keep your hand palms up. Then just lift your chest, bring your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. And lie down fully on your shoulder blades. Then move your head from one side to the other side. Back to center, chin to chest. And head back down on the floor. Let your body relax further and further. Let it become heavy. Let your body take over the breath. You don't have to think about that anymore. And start to relax your face. Start by relaxing your jaws, your lips, your tongue in the back of your throat. Relax your nose, your nostrils, your cheeks, your ears. Relax your eyes and eyelids. Relax your eyebrows, your forehead, and all the skin on your head. Now it's time for your mind to relax. Become an observer and notice how your breath moves in and out of your body. You don't have to make your breath deeper or longer. Let the body breathe for you and observe. Where can you feel it in your body? And keep all your attention focused on your breath and observing the movement and the sensation of your breath. I'll let you practice this for the next minute and then my voice will return. Behold the turtle. He makes progress only when he sticks his neck out. 2 questions. What do you care most about? And how often do you stick your neck out for these beloved people and things? Sticking your neck out means taking a risk for something you think is important. It means making yourself vulnerable in exchange for upholding values or possible reward. Yes, you have to take risks, big and little, day in and day out, to live your best life. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You have to stick your neck out. How will you stick your neck out today? Now think to yourself, I make progress only when I stick my neck out. And gently become aware of the room where you are. Become aware of your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. If you like to lie down a bit longer, please do. Otherwise, stretch out your arms, pretending you're waking up in your bed. Gently move your knees towards your chest so you can roll on one side. Stay there for a moment, gently waking up. And then use one hand to push yourself up to a sit so we can end this class together with the bow. Come up to a sit, bring your hands in front of your chest and think of that little story of the turtle one more time. And think of a risk you have to take to really live, sticking out your neck for something you love or somebody. And then while you think of that, slowly bow forward and then come up. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day and I hope to see you again next time.